that only uses Ichimoku, or you're a scalp trader that only uses order flow or TP. All right, y'all, we are live on this beautiful Tuesday or Wednesday or whatever day it is morning. And may God bless everybody in Jesus' name. I do pray you and your families are super blessed, as Bitcoin right now is getting a bounce right from the Casper Crew secret level from the trade setup that we were waiting for since yesterday, or I guess 2 days ago, right from the green box right down here. Oh my goodness, would you believe it? And we are getting a bounce right now, but we are coming up to the white box of warning. The white box of warning. Oh my goodness, this is freaking me out. I'm scared. I'm nervous. I'm feeling kind of like this. I'm freaking out. I've got a weird hat on. I've got glasses on. I'm screaming into a plunger because, man, what happens at this white box of warning could really change the entire trajectory of Bitcoin for the whole summer. Are we going to have a bearish summer like we have for the past 25 million years? Or are we going to have a bullish July? We printed some very bearish confirmations on the chart last week on the daily time frame. And now we're seeing ourselves a nice little bounce. So we're going to be diving deep into the charts today, guys. So make sure to get your plungers, get your dang coffee. All right, make sure you're drinking it from your Market Cipher pencil neck turkey mug. It's so refreshing and nice to drink coffee, especially from an empty mug that's been sitting here from yesterday. We got to give a major shout out to everybody in the chat. As usual, guys, if we can get 1,000 likes within the first half hour, we will be giving away 1,000 United States dollar tethers. All right, that's right. We take our crypto, which we've worked so hard for, and tether it to fiat currency. Oh, it's not so great. But that's okay. That's okay. It's all good in the hood, baby. Shout out to Last Tin Can. Shout out to Abhine Varma. Shout out to Walter Red. Shout out to Investment Time. Shout out to Marvin Jacobs. The white box of warning. Oh no. Sell your bags, man. Bro, I actually have many bags. I have many, many bags. All right? In my house. Lots of old shopping bags that we have, all right? So maybe I should sell them. Shout out to Lion Rune. Single prints everywhere. Yeah, seriously, we're going to be getting into this, man. It's going to be crazy. Shout out to Unbox and Reviews. God bless you, God bless you, God bless you, God bless you. Shout out to Haas Cartwright. Good morning from NY. Good morning to you from not NY. 5 a.m. streams, how do you expect to get views? I don't really, honestly. Look, I'm streaming early. I gotta because of my life right now. Either I don't stream or I stream now. And I figure, you know what? Hey, I don't really care that much. I like to stream. I like to get on the treadmill. I like to act a fool in front of people. So, hey, it's now or never, baby. It's now or never as Bitcoin is getting a dump from the box of warning. But it's all good because we've already made 9,000 US tethers, okay? So it's all good in the hood right from the setup given in the Casper Crew. Here's the thing, guys. If you want to join the Casper Crew, you can go to jasoncaspertrading.com. After this stream, we are doing a group VIP stream where 3 out of our 4 instructors will be giving you the juiciest levels. All right, some of the best traders in the world, in my opinion. Going to be breaking it down for you. Also, guys, if you want to trade on WEEX, click the link in the description for the lowest fees on a centralized exchange. WEEX is the way to go. Shout out to WEEX. Also, major shout out to BLOFIN offering 20% cash back. And guys, I don't know if you heard, but BLOFIN is officially offering coin margin trading right now. So that means you can trade inverse perpetual on BLOFIN and make Bitcoin instead of Tether, which is great. And you know, also, we got to give a major shit. BLOFIN is getting huge. They are the first ever exchange in the world to offer coin margined trading.
Well, folks, BLOFIN has become the first exchange in the world to offer coin margin trading. Others have tried and failed. It's going to be huge. Big shout out to BLOFIN for keeping America great. And folks, make sure to click Jason Casper's link in the description of this video.
So boom, make sure to check out BLOFIN. Also make sure to check out Antarctic Exchange. Decentralized exchange. Good stuff, great stuff. All right, let's see who else we got in the house right now in the chat. We got to give a major shout out also to DT himself, DJT, for always supporting the channel and always supporting BLOFIN. Shout out to Big Ways. Shout out to Tony. He says, don't listen to haters. It's the perfect time to stream. Shout out to Alex Yellowmove. He says, not really, MEXC has a few. Do you dare question the authority of Donald J. Trump? Alex, come on, bro. Come on, man. Don't ruin my truth with your facts, baby. Don't ruin my truth with your facts, all right? I don't care about facts. I care about truth. After all, I did major in trans, non-carbon, binary emission, gender studies. We only care about our own personal truths. We don't care about facts. You know what I'm saying? All right? So leave me alone, all right? Don't make me have to go find a safe space away from you, Alex. I'm already in my dangerous space. The white box of warning is Bitcoin's possibly getting a rejection, so let's head on over to a website called tradingview.com and we will take a look at the chart. Whew, man, look at this, tradingview.com. My goodness. All right, so here's the deal. What has happened with Bitcoin? What has happened with Bitcoin? We got a move to the downside yesterday, but we are currently finding support right from this level. If we go to our daily time frame and we turn on our TPO indicator, all right, let's, not our TPO, I'm sorry, not the TPO, wrong indicator. Let's see, we turn on our PVP indicator. Where is that? Where's that PVP? Aha! Turn on our PVP indicator. We are finding support right from the naked daily point of control from Tuesday, the 24th of June. All right, this was a very key level. And that's where we're currently bouncing from right now. Also, if you take a look at this, it's also now, in hindsight, the point of control of the entirety of this range. So we are finding support right here. And as we did come down to support, we did see some bullish signs. What were the bullish signs at the support? Well, we could see that over time, as the price was getting lower, the momentum was getting higher on the 24 and the money flow, giving us the bullish, coveted, Sam Bankman-Fried crooked man breast pattern. You can see as the price is getting lower, Sam Bankman-Fried's man boobs are getting higher over time. Why? Why is this? There's a few different theories out there. Most scientists agree right now it's a condition called gynecomasticus crooketus, which is basically Latin for having uneven man boobs. Usually this happens from when you do meth in the Bahamas with your friends. What tends to happen is you're always scrolling through your phone. You can't stop because you're tweaking out. And so the left arm is constantly doing decline dumbbell presses in the gym, but the right arm is not. And this leads to a massive left boob and a skinny right. Okay? Now, if we take these and we paste them over market cipher B, we can see, oh man, the resemblance is indeed striking. As we come to the level of support, we are seeing bullish divergences right here. Wow, amazing. Now, we have gotten to move up, okay? We have gotten to move up from those bullish divergences, and this is where we find ourselves right now. We're gonna go back to our daily time frame, and I just want to highlight the importance of where we are coming to right now. We are coming back right now to 107-ish $1,000, okay? This is so important because this is the value area high of our range, okay? Of both ranges. As you know, if we come, well, you might not know this, so I'm gonna tell you, if you establish a fair value zone like we have here, since the 8th of May, anything above the blue line is considered overpriced, anything below the blue line is considered underpriced. You expect a correction when we come to the overvalued zones or the undervalued zones, right? Well, if you, let's say, reject from the value area high of a range and you get a move down, the first place you would look for that bounce would be that high volume node of the range, okay? And what's either gonna happen now is either we get a back test of this level and continue down lower to like 102, or we break out and do what we were looking to do before the dump, which is flip this trend line into support like this and then blast off to new all-time highs. Now, in addition to this, not only are we coming to the value area high of the range, but if we pull the Fibonacci from the high to the low, what do we see? We are coming up into none other than our two sisters of destruction. That's right, the Fibonacci 618. at 107.3. 618, also known as 6 Juanita. Our Mexican crush from high school, 6 Juanita. She was very attractive, and we liked her very much. The image of pure beauty. But when we asked her out on a date, she said, Jay, you know, I like you, like as a person, like as a brother, but I don't like you like that. So she rejected me. Okay, and it hurt. Here's a picture of the rejection. All right, now also we have the 786 Fibonacci. The older sister of 6 Juanita is 786ia. Also in high school, I asked her out because I thought, I didn't really have a crush on her, okay? Let's be honest, she looks a little burly. But I thought, look, if I can date 6 Juanita's sister, maybe 6 Juanita will get jealous and then want to date me. So I asked out this creature. I said, hey, will you go out with me? And she said, no, Jason, I won't go out with you. And she rejected me again. And she gave me the hand, she gave me the face, and we fall down from the level. Ah! And so right now, what do we have here? We have literally the 618, the value area high, the 786, and the trend line. 4 things intersecting in one place. All right, that's called intersectionality. Got to give a major shout to all my fat, white, ambiguously gendered college students out there, because I know how much y'all love intersectionality. All right, I mean, look at this. This is a picture of me back in college majoring in trans, non-carbon, binary, emission, gender studies. Let me tell you how much I loved intersectionality. In fact, after I graduated with that degree, $2.5 million in debt, knew everything about everything, especially about being black. I mean, after I went to college as a fat, white, ambiguously gendered person, I knew everything about being black. Isn't that amazing? But I couldn't get a job. They wanted experience. They didn't care that I knew everything about trans, non-carbon, binary, emission, gender studies. So here I was in debt. What could I do? This is where I used my brain for the first time in my life. I say, you know what? I know a lot about intersectionality. I can use this to look for good trades. That's when the light bulb went off in my head. And so, you know what's interesting also? The bounce that we're getting right now was also from a zone of intersectionality. If we take a look at the chart, the reason why I was interested in a long from that level in the first place is because if we look here, we can see it's the point of control of the range, right? It's the 618, the 786, and the naked daily point of control. So because of my degree, I was able to pay off my debts, and now I get to walk on a treadmill in front of 733 people with only 200 likes. So guys, please make sure to like the dang stream. I mean, what more could you want than a sweaty man with a purple sweaty shirt, a weighted vest, and a blue hat talking to you about trans, non-carbon, binary, emission, gender studies? Sheesh. Sorry, sometimes when I get excited, my old voice comes out. All right. Yeah, make sure to like the stream, guys. How much time do we have? Do we have time to do a $1,000 giveaway? Look, we have 5 minutes to get 250 extra people in here and get 1,000 likes. The stop loss I gave with the setup got hit, bro. Look, these are not exact stop losses, bro. All right, these are not exact stop losses. We're talking about different situations that happen. All right. My invalidation is the NPOC, but we give a little playroom under the NPOC. All right, there are multiple chances to enter on this trade. All right, and stop loss under NPOC. These are just ideas. All right, so that's what's so important about trading. Okay, look, same with the last long that we gave right from $100,000. All right, this is our idea. All right, but we're waiting to see something. We trade with if-then scenarios. All right, we're not giving signals. We're teaching you how to actually take the dang trade and look for a trigger. All right, if you were in the stream on Monday, I literally spent like half an hour talking through exactly how you know whether or not to pull the dang trigger on the trade, okay? And in this instance, I told people I was long. And even in this instance, I did tell people yesterday that I'm long, my stop loss under the naked daily point of control. All right, so these are not signals, all right? These are ideas, and then you have to be a reactionary trader in the momente, okay? In the momente. All right. Only one like with 700 people. All right, so is this a huge trap? Purple shirt means I'm bearish. Dumperoni and queso coming. Jason, can you tell a bit about your VIP group? Yeah, the VIP group, guys, jasoncaspertrading.com. All right, it's myself and 3 other instructors, all 3 different trading styles. You will learn so much by these guys telling you, walking you through the live markets multiple times a day. All right, we do New York Open, we do London Open, we do Asia Open. You can ask questions 24/7. All right, and it's pretty dang cheap compared to these other groups out there charging hundreds of dollars for like a chart every week. We're coming in here 3 times a day with crypto, altcoins, and other assets. Indices, Forex. You know, I only trade crypto, but the other guys trade crazy stuff up and down. All right, they trade other stuff. Okay, so look, is this a big trap incoming? Well, right now, here's the deal. If you missed the move already, you missed the move already. This is not a time to be taking a trade. The only trade I would say to be taken from here, gun to my head, would have to be a short trade. But even then, I'm not too interested in a short trade right now. At this moment, I would want to wait for another push to the upside first. So why would I only be looking for a short trade now? The reason why is because we are at resistance. I mean, we're at resistance. We came from the support to the resistance, and so you never want to take a long trade into resistance. If I wanted to long Bitcoin right now, I would need to wait for a sign of strength, which in my opinion is a move above this trend line, a back test, and that would give me my signal to long support. Because when you have a resistance, all right, once you're above that resistance, it flips from resistance into now support. So now you have a reason to buy low. This is low now. It will be considered low if we get the breakout of this massive trend line with a back test. All right. If we are not going to see that and we reject down from this key resistance, look, I personally would not take short trade right now because I feel like I've already kind of missed the move. It's an hour before New York Open. I hate taking trades an hour before New York opens. But if I was going to take a short trade right now, I would actually target down to around 102.5. Why 102.5? Well, because we have come to the top of the range, the top of the fair value zone where Bitcoin's considered overvalued. We come down to the fair value zone, we get a bounce, and then we come back up to the top of that fair value zone where it's considered overvalued again. And if the market gives us that rejection, then the highest probability is we come down to the bottom of our fair value zone, where once again, we have that 6 Juanita Fibonacci level. Now here's the thing, yes, she rejected us, she broke our heart, but guys, I don't know if you ever heard of this. There's this thing called the friend zone, all right? It's where she kind of strings you along because she's using you for stuff like your money, or she needs a ride somewhere, or to copy off your tests in high school and your homework, all right? She needs you around. So she will be there for support to offer you a shoulder to cry on if you are feeling really down about yourself. And also the 786 is down there too. And again, we have the intersectionality down here at this level, where then we could look for another bounce. And honestly, if we do come down to this box, let's be honest, it's a really nice looking support for a multiplicity of reasons. Why is it a nice support? Well, this level, 102.5, was support going all the way back to the beginning of May. It was support 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. We had a fake out and a break above. And so in a way, you could look at this as a fake out, a breakout, a retest, and then continue to the upside here, right? you could also look at this like that. And so, right now, for me, I'm looking for either this, whoop, or this, whoop. And if, again, gun to my head, if someone had to ask me long or short right now, I would have to say short. I would have to say short because we're at resistance. But personally for me, right now, I don't have a trade here according to my own strategy. Maybe I could have earlier if I had been at the chart, but definitely not now. I'll be honest with you. Just because I feel like it's too close to New York Open. I'm late to the party. You know, we rejected perfectly from value area high earlier. But I feel like I'm late to the party just because of how close we are to New York Open. I know it's only a 0.5% move, but New York gives us those injections of volume. You know what I'm saying? So, let's see. Let's take a look now at the TPO chart because this is also going to give us some interesting data to look at. Now, I do have to say this. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay. So you see these green lines on the chart, guys? This is something called single prints. These are like magnets for price. It means you had a very fast move up. It means you could have a very equally fast move down. We're talking from where we're at right now, at least a 1.27% move. Also, in addition to this, when we take a look like at the 6-minute time frame here, I do have to say that this price action on the way up looks absolutely disgusting. This looks absolutely gross. Why do I say that? Because there's no clean market structure. There's no clean higher highs and higher lows. It's like a blur of just kind of getting higher, and it's happening slow. All right? It's happening pretty slow. This took about 8 hours. All right? About 8 hours of slow price action of these tiny little candles. And we left behind these single prints. Single prints, think of them as imbalances. Right? Price needs to come back and fix this gross market structure. We could see a very quick and very sudden drop all the way down here. Okay? Now, something else we do need to keep in mind is if we're going to start dropping below here, we also have single prints coming back to here from the 23rd of June. Right, when we had this first break to the upside, you can see there's single prints over in this area coming down toward the $102,000 level. So right now, we can see that there's actually a lot of technical reasons on the chart why we could easily slice through this and continue to slice through all of this and come back down to our box, okay? So be very careful here. I say that this pump, it looks suspicious to me. Let's take a look at EXO charts. Let's take a look at the order flow. I said let's take a look at the order flow. All right. And see what happened during this move. Oh man, so this was a massive short squeeze. Oh my goodness. Actually, this was a massive squeeze in general. First, we get the pump, and we see a whole bunch of longs taking profit. Lots of longs taking profit right here. All right, so a lot of longs took profit just below 107,000. Then we see shorts absolutely wrecked right into that key area of resistance. And now, if we take a look here, we're actually seeing something called a bearish CVD divergence. All right, so what does all this information I just spat out mean? It means this move to the upside was not fueled by longs. It was not fueled by money coming into the market. It was fueled by shorts getting wrecked, okay? The longs that were in from these areas are out, meaning there's no long side money left in the market to push the price up, and the shorts that were here have already gotten wrecked. So if the market makers are trying to wreck people, they've already wrecked the shorts. The longs are not here, so there's no money to push this to the upside. It's happened on a big decrease of open interest, meaning as the price is getting higher, traders are exiting their positions. There's no real fuel here to push the price up, all right? Which means a little bit of short money could really push the price down. And what we're seeing right now is something called a bearish CVD divergence. This is where we're seeing big players actually feasting on the people longing the top. Right now, we're having retail traders long in this zone. How can we tell? We can tell because the open interest is getting higher. And this blue candle you see right here, these are net longs, 5.1 million longs, entering right here in this candle. And when we look at the CVD, the cumulative volume delta, we can see there's actually more longs, millions more longs, entering right here, right now, than there were back at the actual top. All right, so when you ever see something on a chart where you have more people longing here than here, and yet the price is unable to come back up to here, what is the only explanation for that? The explanation is there's actually big players here. They're filling their short orders on the people longing right now. So there's a big player or big players right now in the market that are building a short right here. And they're looking to push the price down. In fact, that's, yeah, gun to my head, I would have to short right now. Personally, I'm not taking a trade right now. I haven't planned for a trade now. I don't take a trade I don't plan for. But right now, things are not looking very bullish in the moment. Okay? We've actually got a lot of bearish signs here on the chart. So I would not be surprised if this actually is a trap and we come back down to some lower prices toward that 102.5 area right now, based on all things I'm seeing on the chart. Okay? What could be our hope here? What could be our hope? Well, let's go ahead and pull a volume profile. Let's pull a fib, low to high. Man, I'll be honest, like, it's tough right now to think that if we start to drop that we're going to make a higher low right now, because the liquidity down here, I feel like we're just begging to slice all the way down through. Okay. If we make a higher low, it'll probably be from the back test of 106. All right, 105.6 to 106K. Between the golden pocket and 786, these two prices would be, if we're going to make a higher low and maintain that rounded bottom, that's where it would be. But I would be cautious taking that trade right now, all things considered. Well, I would want to wait at least an hour until New York opens and then assess it in the moment. And by the way, guys, if you want to learn all this crazy stuff I just went over, if what I just told you sounds like absolute gibberish, then check out my free course on YouTube. Absolutely free. In playlists, 18 sessions on how to trade for free. You'll learn all this stuff I just went over. All right, even learning order flow and CVD and all this stuff and divergences and whales, and you'll even learn how to dress up with a nice blonde wig and a Casper crew hat and talk on a treadmill. It'll be a great time, all right? Also, if you want 3 professional traders' opinions on these current markets in approximately 40 minutes, check out the Casper crew, because we're going to be going live with 3 of our instructors in approximately 40 minutes to go over our exact trading plans for today and for the rest of the week. Also, make sure, if you want to trade Bitcoin and altcoins, that you check out WEEX for the lowest fees. Also, we got MEXC. And I got to give a major shout out to BLOFIN. 20% cash back. Discounted VIP level 4 fees if you use my link. Plus a chance to win all these prizes. It's pretty juicy. Also, Antarctic exchange, lowest fees, period, on a decentralized platform. Also got to give a major shout out to CryptoFace and Market Cipher for being a huge supporter of the channel since day numero uno. Well, not really day numero uno. Day numero dos. And we got to give a major shout out to our super chat. Do you use 200-day moving average, 2-week time frame gap? No bueno, love you. Not really, but let's check it out. The 200-day moving average. Thank you so much for the super chat, by the way. Alright, so guys, it looks like we're going to get a pretty big dump here. Let's go to the 2-week and let's put on our 200-day moving average. I have so much garlic to trim and cure today. I can't stop thinking about it because it's in a It's in a wheelbarrow in the garage, and I don't want it to go rotten. But I haven't had a chance, after harvesting it, to, I don't even know how to spell moving average. Simple moving average, right? Yeah, here we go. I was dreaming about the garlic last night. All right, 200-day moving average. We have a 2-week gap. No bueno. Are you talking about the gap down at $97,000? I don't know. Right now, the 200-day moving average is coming in right around $97,000, which also, if we're going to take a look here, is confluenced perfectly with the high volume node of this range. So the next major zone of support, if we're going to reject, is going to be 97K, just below 97K. So if this is what you're talking about, we've got a 2-week gap, then that's a really nice confluence right now, that 200-day moving average on our next support. Now remember, this white line is the high volume node of the range. Where we're currently bouncing from right now is the high volume node of this range locally, right? So it's like these high volume nodes of ranges, they can't give us bounces. Look at this bounce we got, right? Pretty crazy, right? So if we get another drop to the downside, and if this is going to be a slow, grindy summer, we might do something like this, back to the top of the range, and eventually, here's the deal. I mean, I'll be honest with you guys, if we're not going to break out soon, in fact, I'm already leaning more towards a bearish and sideways summer, just because that's how the summers have been, and I would have wanted to see that breakout in June. I really would have wanted to see that breakout in June. If we look at these ranges here, we go to the weekly time frame, we take a look at all these ranges that we've been trading, like the entirety of the bull market. Let's put this thing on log. Every time we break out of the range, there's no questioning, hey, are we breaking out? This is the weekly time frame. The weekly candle that breaks the range, there's never a question, hey, are we going to break out, or is now the time? No, we just break out, and there's the bullish weekly candle is super pronounced, confirms above the level, and then we continue bullish. Now, what we do see, however, is summertime. It looks like, oh, are we going to break out? No, back to the bottom of the range. 2023. Summertime. 2024. We're going to break out in May? Nope, just kidding. Back to the bottom of the range. All right, now here we are, 2025. We're going to break out? What's the pattern here? The pattern is no. We go sideways and down until August. And in August, that's where we get our bounce, right? So unless we break out quick, we're really running out of steam here. It needs to happen this week. The reason why I say this week is because we are printing the green dot on the weekly time frame market Cipher B. And if this confirms, that's good. Money flow looking good. There are signs here on the high time frames that look good, but it needs to happen. I'm sorry. It can look great, but if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. You know what I'm saying? You have a great idea, it looks great. But if you don't do it, it doesn't matter how good the idea is, right? So, it's also very interesting to see August 2023, the low is in. August 2024, the low is in. August 2025 is right here. And if we're going to do the pattern of the summertime, all right, the summertime pattern, that means we could potentially see a move back down to the 70s, guys. All right. And in hindsight, it wouldn't look that crazy. It would look like every other single summertime range that we've traded here on Bitcoin for this entire bull run. All right. All right. So he says, shout out to our super chat, Silosis version 2. You set the moving average setting to daily. Leave on default time frame. I think that's what I did, right? Oh, it's on daily. Yeah, time frame on daily. Yeah, time frame on daily. 200 day, right? That's how you do it. 200 day moving average. Yeah, it's the same. It's the same on the weekly or the daily here. Interesting enough, too, these last summers, speaking of the 200-day moving average, we dip below, and then when we reclaim it, that's Pump City. So if you're a moving average kind of trader, you know, the reclaim of that 200-day moving average seems to be where the pump comes in. And I'm of the opinion that we are going to see higher prices on Bitcoin this year, okay? This year, and then next year will be the top in the around January-ish. And then the bottom will be in the summer and the fall of 2026. And then we will be getting into our next big bull market after our bear market. Right? That's exactly when it's going to happen, based on the 4-year cycle. Right? Summer, fall 2026. And depending on how high we get, if we hit 150K this cycle, if we hit 150K this cycle, then I expect based on Fibonacci and the Bitcoin halving, I would expect our bottom to come in right around here. All right, these exact prices, we're talking 40 to 50K between August and November 2026. This is my, if we see a $150,000 Bitcoin, this is where I expect us to bottom out here. That would be from the 150,000. About a 70% drop. Absolutely normal. Absolutely perfectly normal. And we are going to the fib levels that we hit every single time. All right, every single time from the inception of Bitcoin. From that all-time high, it's about 400 days later, we bottom out. Almost every single time. Pretty much every time. Every time, I should say. 400 days later, we bottom out. And where do we always bottom out to? We bottom out to the zone between the golden pocket. I'm sorry, we bottom out between the 786 and 886 fib. Happened in 2011. It happened in 2015. It happened in 2019. It happened in, let's see, 2022. Now, every single time we come to these levels, we dip a little bit more shallow into the zone, right? You can see we always dip a little bit more shallow into that zone. So it was real deep back in the early days. Deep, a little less deep, a little less deep, and then a little less deep right here, okay? So now we expect it to just kind of maybe front run or even just touch that level. If we see a $150,000 Bitcoin. If we see a $200,000 Bitcoin, or 190, let's say, then we're looking at between the 35 and 53 zone, all right? But either way, our time frame stays the same. Our time frame will always stay the same, 400 days after that all-time high. And so assuming that we are going to hit our all-time high in, let's say, November-ish, October, we'll say October 2025. Sorry, we're looking at 2026. I had my dates, I had my year wrong here. That's where we expect the bottom to come in. 2026, not 2025. Come up, let's say to 200,000. We get our bear market coming in, and then boom, right here. That's where we look for our next bull market to start. And it's so funny, every bull market people say, no, we'll never come down that low. Every time. I mean, I've only been here since 2016. So I've only been in Bitcoin for 9 years. So I've been through the 2017 top, I've been through the 2021 top, and every time people expect higher prices and refuse to consider prices on a 70%, 80% drop. All right, I'll tell you, it's wild every single time. It's perfectly normal from the all-time high to the low. 83% from the all-time high to the low. 77%. All right, we hit $150,000. We're coming down to a $40-ish thousand Bitcoin. That's 73%, guys. All right, that's perfectly normal. That's perfectly normal. It's pretty crazy, actually. Let's get back to our Bitcoin chart here. And things are looking scary, a little bit hairy. We're coming to our white box of warning, and we are getting a little bit of a rejection. A little bit of a rejection from the setup given in the Casper Crew VIP Discord. Now, let's see if we can hit our final target of $110,000. We need to come above our white box of warning. If we can hold, and if we get some buyers coming in when New York opens, we can continue to pump, and we're going to hit our $110,000 target. All right? Shout out to the chat. God bless you guys. Did we have an echo? We had an echo? Is that what we had here? Or was that when Donald Trump spoke? Shout out to Investment Time. He says hope. Shout out to Diglett, who says CM Puri is massively short. Major shout out to Randy Hipper in the chat. Guys, if you're not subscribed to Randy Hipper, go subscribe to her YouTube channel right now. You're missing out if you're not subscribed to her YouTube channel, alright? God bless you, Randy. Thank you so much for popping on in. She says smash the likes. Smash the likes, y'all. That's right. Do we have 1,000 likes? No, we have 1 like. Guys, we have 1 like. We have 1,000 people in the chat. We have 1 like. What? What? What is this, man? I'm telling you. I was feeling like this a second ago. Now I'm feeling like this. Because you guys refuse to like the dang stream. Oh my goodness. I was feeling like this. Going to McDonald's with Carl from the Moon. Now I'm feeling like this. Confused. Don't know what's going on. Man. Hurts the old self-esteem. I mean, my self-worth is wrapped up completely in the amount of likes I get on YouTube. 1 like? Oh, man. J Violet loves Randy. Shout out to J Violet. Shout out to Randy. Shout out to Sergeant Squid. Shout out to John Shanks. Randy and the Lifers love you. Shout out to Sam Price. Shout out to Randy Hipper. Shout out to Rendell. He says, what's up, Jay? Late to the stream. God bless everyone. God bless you, Rendell. Shout out to My Passive Freedom. Really, we had an echo? We had an echo? Sorry, guys. I'm not a DJ. I'm not an MC. Although sometimes I do play one on YouTube. Toko, yeah, you're the only one who liked, bro. Alright, maybe we have a few more than 1 like. Maybe we have 500 likes. But we have over 1,000 people now, so let's do this. Alright, I'm going to set a timer for 5 minutes. In 5 minutes, we'll have been streaming for an hour. If we can get everyone in the house to like in 5 minutes, we'll do a $500 giveaway. How about that? $500 giveaway, baby! Alright? It's the least I can do after making $9 grand on the trade setup that we gave 2 days ago in the Casper Crew VIP Discord. Alright? We're gonna share with y'all. We're gonna share with y'all. Marvin Jacobs says 560 likes. Alright, maybe we can get it. Rendell says you shouldn't have to give away money for likes. I don't have to. I don't have to do it. I want to do it, man. I don't do anything I don't want to do. Seriously, I really don't do anything I don't want to do. Trust me. I only do things I want to do. Alright? This is why I'm walking on the treadmill with a weighted vest, sweating while I'm doing a live stream. You know, I want to do it. I want to do it. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Let's check out this order flow again. We still have some bearish CBD here a little bit, about 8.3 million longs. Longing right here. All right, 8.3 million longs on Bybit, longing 107.3. It's not the best look. It's not the best look. How's the fruit and veg? Fruit and veg is good, bro. You know, what can I say? Fruit and veg is good. We harvested mad garlic the other day. We harvested mad garlic the other day. Here's our garlic harvest from the other day. We had some big garlics, man. I'll tell you. Let's see if we can't pop it on over here. We had some large garlics. All right. It doesn't look like a lot in the picture, but you guys know pictures can never really tell you what it's like. I mean, look at the garlic compared to my hand, okay? I have some big hands, okay? I have some big hands. Look at that garlic bulb, man. I have some pretty big hands, okay? Much bigger than your average. I'm a big guy, 6'3". That's a big bulb of garlic, let me tell you. What else did we harvest? We harvested a whole bunch of squash, too, the other day. Alright, we got the yellows and the verdes. You know? So this is just one day. This is one day. And we're going to store all this stuff and eat a lot of it too. You know? So I eat this stuff every single day. And what else do we get? We got the potatoes coming. We got a lot of stuff. That's the weirdest potato I've ever seen, alright? The fruits are doing good. We got the berries coming on. The pears are doing really good this year. The strawberries. The blueberries, the raspberries, the blackberries, the apples. The pears are doing actually the best this year. The pears and the blackberries are doing the best this year. We're gonna have to make blackberry pear. All right. Yeah, we got the nice looking squish, the nice looking squishy squash. You love garlic? I love garlic as well. Do I sell that? No. I don't sell it. We give a lot of it away. But I don't sell it. It's not worth it for me to sell it. You planted 80 pounds of garlic last year, harvested 300 pounds. That's insane, Brad. That's amazing. I'm still eating garlic from 2024's harvest. Literally. So this is all the garlic we're going to need for the year. You know, it's a lot of garlic. It's a lot of garlic. And what's good this year? This over here, we've got the squash is starting to grow. You know, you can see the weeds popping in. I was away for 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, all this grass bolted in the middle of like these little holes in the landscape matting. So yesterday, I was ripping out these weeds here. But this is all butternut squash here. We've got cucumbers, we've got melons in the back, and this landscape matting is a real game changer when it comes to gardening, because even if you don't touch the weeds, they're not going to ruin your crops. They might look ugly, popping out of holes, but they're not going to ruin your crops, if you know what I mean. Right now the corn is getting huge. The corn is huge. The beans are doing amazing. And we got a lot of red beets that need to be harvested right now. Alright, Bitcoin trying to get a little bit of a move to the upside. And we didn't get our 1,000 likes, but we did get close. We did get close. Yeah, I give away garlic for likes. How do I store my garlic from the year? I bundle it up. I bundle it up and I hang it from the ceiling in my basement. That's how I do it, in a dark, cool place. And it stays good. It stays good. What state am I in? The state of peace and joy in the name of Jesus the Messiah. Praise God. Praise God. Shout out to Rendell. I appreciate you, bro. God bless you. Carrots? Nah. Not enough. Carrots. See, here's the thing. Carrots, I'll tell you. I like carrots, but for me, they're too much work for not enough reward, okay? They're too much work for not enough reward. The only root vegetables I grow are parsnips, because I feel like they're more nutritious, calorie-dense carrots. Parsnips, potatoes, and red beets. Because potatoes, the most calorie and the most food for the least amount of work. Alright, one potato plant, you're getting like 8 potatoes. One carrot plant, you get 1 carrot. Also, carrots can sometimes be hard to harvest and a pain in the butt. Alright. Red beets, you can eat the leaves and the beet. And then, yeah, it's just too much. I don't grow grains besides corn. I used to grow oats, but let me tell you, as somebody who is doing it the old-fashioned way, I had to go out there with a sickle. An old-fashioned sickle, you know, the old curved machete thing, and chop down the stalks of the oat. Then I had to bring it out into a big field and lay it out there and stomp on it and mess it with a rake. And then I had to separate the wheat berries, and I had to separate the chaff with a fan and a bucket, and it's like all this work plus oats. I just feel like for the amount of work and the amount of food you get, it's just not worth it, you know? If I was like in a situation, I always garden with the mentality of, if I can't go to the grocery store tomorrow, how would I survive? And it wouldn't be from growing grain and carrots, all right? It'd be from growing potatoes and raising chickens, right? Honestly, if you have just potatoes and chickens, I feel like you could survive off of that. And then throw in some other stuff like some squash, some butternut squash, some winter squash. You're living good, honestly. You're eating potatoes, squash, and eggs and chicken. You got your macronutrients, your micronutrients, your proteins, your fats, your carbs. Obviously, it's not very diverse. It's not ideal. But what would I rather have? A field of potatoes or a field of carrots? Field of potatoes, man. You know what I'm saying? Pumpkins are good to grow. I do grow pumpkins as well. Spaghetti squash, butternut squash, pumpkins. I do not raise rabbits, although their poop is very good. But, I don't eat rabbit. So I don't raise them. Yeah, half an acre is decent, for sure. You can grow a lot on half an acre. In fact, I'm probably growing on about an acre. Shout out to Crypto Lifer for the super chat. He says, you've been blessing me lately. I have to give back. I got my garden going. Come visit. Farm fresh eggs every day. That's what's up, bro. Shout out to Crypto Lifer, guys. If you're not subscribed, go subscribe. Pretty sure everyone here is subscribed, but if you're not, go subscribe. All right, one of the few crypto YouTube channels I actually watch on a regular basis, because he streams when I'm out in the garden. Right, so I can't watch the chart and be in the garden, so I listen to his show. So I can keep my pulse on the market out there in the garden. Now, he's gardening too. He's getting his farm fresh eggs every single day. That's what's up, bro. God bless you, man. Thank you so much. What about peas? I have grown peas. I prefer beans to peas, but yeah, no hate against peas. It's the same as a bean in a lot of ways. Pasta or rice, always rice for me. All right. I'll be honest, I just don't really like the way I feel after I eat a lot of pasta. You know, I can eat a lot of food. And pasta, I could eat like a box and a half, 2 boxes of pasta in one sitting, and then be hungry like 2 hours later. And I just don't feel the best. All right. I don't really eat a lot of rice either. I don't like to eat empty calories. Okay. For people out there who like are trying to like gain weight or whatever, build muscle, and they have trouble eating calories, rice is good. But I'm a fat guy, all right? I'm fat. I'm morbidly obese. I love to eat. I don't know if something happened to me in my childhood or something, but I could eat forever, all right? And so if I'm gonna eat a food, it's not gonna be pasta or white rice or brown rice. It's gonna be something that has like lots of nutrients. It's gonna be like a potato. Maybe if I'm gonna have some kind of grain, quinoa, millet, something that has extra protein, extra fiber, extra vitamins and minerals in it, you know? I'm not trying to fill up my stomach with just pure white carbohydrate for no reason, you know? It needs to have some other purpose to fuel the body and give you energy. Butternut squash, sweet potatoes, white potatoes, quinoa, fruit, you know, lots of fruits. But grains are no good, says Rendell. Onion growing tips? I mean, I'd say, what in the world? What? Bro, what is your profile picture? Oh my goodness. Dude's about to chop off his Fibonacci retracement with a knife. Yeah, I'd say, look, don't plant from seed, plant from the onion, the baby onion, and cover it with straw. Not hay, straw. Cover it with straw. The Ruth Stout method. Check out Ruth Stout. RUTHSTOUT. Ruth Stout Gardening. Check it out. Alright, because she is like the lazy way to garden, and it works really well for things like potatoes, onions, garlics, red beets, any kind of root vegetable. Especially if your soil sucks. Alright? Especially if your soil sucks. So, yeah, but honestly, I think if you're gonna cut off your thing down there, then you probably shouldn't be worrying too much about how to plant onions, okay? Maybe you should get some help, bro. Alright? Yeah, Mickey says, plant harvest, yeah, the baby onions, for sure. Yeah, Ruth Stout. Yeah, baby onions, like, here's the thing, if you grow an onion from seed, you'll get a really tiny onion. Plant that tiny onion the next year, and you'll get a really big onion. So you can get starter onions really cheap, probably from your local, like, I get them at the hardware store, honestly. I get them at a hardware store right in town. Is there a breakout in Bitcoin right now? There's a pump happening on Bitcoin right now. There's a pump happening on the low time frames here. Let's see what happens. See what happens. All right, guys. We're going to be heading over to the Casper Crew VIP Discord, where we gave the setup to take the long trade right from here, where we're going to have our 3 instructors walking you through the live price action, giving you our next setups for the day, starting it very soon. So we're going to continue that over there. Thank you guys so much for being here. Make sure to like, subscribe, click the bell, and may the Lord Jesus bless everybody. I love you guys. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time. Peace!